Is using scarcity in marketing an ethical practice? Scarcity is being used by too many marketers in an unethical way, usually through lies about deadlines and deceiving messages about availability. These and other unethical scarcity practices will damage your reputation, your authority, and your credibility. Welcome to the CopyBeam Podcast, the copywriting podcast for business owners, entrepreneurs, copywriters, and anyone interested in improving their writing skills to maximize revenues and sell more. I'm your host, Bob Taylor, conversion copywriter and copywriting coach. Today we'll be exploring if using scarcity in marketing without being gimmicky is possible, and how to ethically use scarcity to sell more of your offers. When you think of scarcity in marketing, what do you imagine? Does it go something like, limited time offer, only 24 hours left to claim 50% off, flash sale, buy today before this price rises? This use of scarcity is called standard scarcity. It's placing a time limit on an offer. But without any substantial backing behind why the offer is disappearing, it does just become a marketing gimmick. Its only purpose is to push people to make a purchase, but it's all based on fluff. Now, don't get me wrong, it often works. That's why marketers use it so often. But this is also the issue with scarcity today. It is massively overused. So although you might get a small boost of sales by using it, there are also a lot of people that see right through it, especially when an expiring offer shows back up disguised as a different offer the following month. This is called false scarcity. It's basically lying or deceiving about the availability of a product or service in an attempt to push your prospects to buy from you. Now, the worst example of false scarcity that I've seen was actually a sales page that claimed that a digital guide would no longer be available in 24 hours. Yet, it appeared to always be available, because every time you refreshed the page, the 23 hours and 59 minutes timer restarted. Came back a week later, and it was still refreshing. And this is obviously beside the fact that a digital guide can actually never really go out of stock. There's always an unlimited supply of digital assets. So the only way it would ever be truly unavailable is if the owner was to remove it from the sale on the internet completely and was to never sell it again. And they'd need to provide a pretty good reason that that guide is going away if they wanted to avoid false scarcity. False scarcity is a bad marketing habit. People will see right through it, as we just mentioned, so it doesn't have the desired effect of creating a massive boost in sales. Instead, it actually damages your authority and your credibility. Authority and credibility are two essential elements that people consider when making a buying decision. So it can result in actually an opposite effect that not only won't boost your sales, but actually repels your prospects from the current and future offers. And we don't want that, do we? However, we do know that scarcity does work. We also know that most sales during an offer period occur at the beginning, so the launch stage, and right at the end during generally the last 48 hours. And this is generally down to a fear of missing out. So how do you write this fear of missing out, this scarcity, into your offers to reach your sales goals at the end of your sale or launch period without it being gimmicky, like the one we just discussed? How do you create scarcity that's meaningful to your customer and actually spurs them into action? Well, I'm about to tell you. Here's how. You use scarcity to help them focus on how much they desire the transformation that you're providing to them in your offer. Let me say that again because it's so important. The way to do it is to use scarcity to help your customer, your prospect, focus on their desire for transformation and how your offer will provide that transformation to them. For example, instead of standard scarcity, like this offer expires in 24 hours, you could write, if you don't start your journey to healthy eating today, you'll remain bloated, sluggish, and unhappy. So claim this launch offer in the next 24 hours to feel better about your body and grow your confidence. Can you see the difference there? Instead of just throwing an empty 24-hour deadline on this offer, we're showing them what they want. We're showing them how they currently are, bloated, sluggish, and unhappy. And that by taking this launch offer within the next 24 hours, they can feel better about their body and growing confidence, the transformation. When you focus on that transformation, you show the prospects what they want, what their big desire is, the result. Adding scarcity into this scenario provides a gentle nudge towards taking action, which lets them know that the offer won't be available soon, but it doesn't shove it down their throats like standard or false scarcity. This is called transformational scarcity, and it is much more ethical as a marketing practice. And it's way more effective than the standard or false scarcity, so why wouldn't you use it? So before we close off this episode, just want to run through another couple of ways that you can incorporate scarcity into your marketing that don't include that typical limited time offer. So there's things like getting your prospects to apply to purchase. Instead of there just being a buy button, they've actually got to apply to be able to purchase. Making your offer only available to certain people. So the exclusivity, for example, your customer must be making over 10,000 a month to be able to purchase this program. You can also make limited spaces available on a workshop, course, or program, which may be technology driven, or maybe you know that this group won't be effective if it's more than 15 people, so there are only 15 spaces available, for example. And something else you can think about is having enrollment periods for courses and for learning. You can have multiple per year, and it works best for live training programs, so where you're going to be on the journey with them as they go through a, for example, 6-month program. So you could have that enrollment period every 6 months. Every time the program ends, there's a new enrollment period. But no matter what scarcity tactic you choose to use, what you should always remember is to focus around the transformation, because that's going to raise the value of your offer and create a higher desire for your product. So we've taken a very brief look at ethical scarcity today. There's so much more that we could explore about this topic, and we can look at that in future episodes. But for now, I'm going to leave you with just one simple action to take this week. So it's action time. Take a quick look at your current offers, your email sequences, your social posts, the offers that you're posting on a website, for example. Take a look at them and see if you're using, or if you've used in the past, standard or false scarcity techniques to try and persuade your readers to take action. And if you have, give it a go. Try rewriting that exact promotion right now to include the transformational scarcity instead of the standard or false scarcity. You'll be glad you do this when you see the difference that it has on your results. Thank you for joining me today to learn about how to create ethical scarcity in your offers. Don't forget to take action on what you've learned by putting it into practice, like what we just discussed in Action Time. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit subscribe and leave a review wherever you're listening. If you'd like to learn more about how I can help you improve your marketing efforts and boost your conversions, you can go to copybean.co.uk and discover how you can hire me to write copy that increases sales, conversions, and engagement. If you prefer to learn the skills for yourself, you can visit copybean.academy to find courses, live workshops, and products that you can use to expand your knowledge and improve your copywriting skills. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll speak to you again next week.